Hello and welcome to Eastern Healing Table. For many families, the hardest part of blood sugar control is not cutting out sweets, but dealing with rice, buns, and noodles that feel essential to every meal. Today, we are not talking about quitting. We are talking about smarter swaps. Our goal is to make staple foods friendlier, flatten post-meal spikes, and keep the table calm and enjoyable. We will cover why post-meal glucose often rises fast and drops fast, 3 reliable strategies for staple swaps, a full one-day template for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a repeatable weekly rhythm, how to order wisely when eating out, what to buy and prep, common mistakes to avoid, and a single first step you can start tonight. Let's begin with a foundation. Post-meal glucose is shaped by 3 things working together. The first is the structure of the staple itself, what people often call glycemic index and glycemic load. The second is the fiber and protein in the entire meal. The third is cooking method and eating order. Many people stare at the rice bowl and forget the vegetables on the same table, the salt and oil in the pan, and the simple rule of which foods you eat first. When we improve all 3 at once, we discover that we do not have to ban staples to stabilize the curve. The first key is fiber. Think of fiber as traffic control. It slows gastric emptying and delays glucose entry into the bloodstream. The most practical move is to make sure every bite of starch is carried with some vegetables, mushrooms, or legumes. Mix a little brown rice or oats into white rice, and keep a plate of crisp vegetables within easy reach. Add a generous handful of greens to noodle bowls and eat the greens first, then the noodles. Order matters. Vegetables and protein first, starch later. When you respect this sequence, the curve is gentler and steadier. The second key is changing the structure of staples without losing comfort. White rice is not forbidden, it needs an upgrade. There are 2 simple upgrades. The first is mixing cooked white rice together with brown rice, oats, or quinoa in a practical ratio. The second is cook, cool, and reheat. When rice, potatoes, or sweet potatoes are cooked, cooled, and then heated again, more resistant starch forms. Resistant starch is less available in the small intestine, and helps slow the post-meal rise. A daily routine can be very down-to-earth. Cook a bit more mixed grain rice at noon. Let part of it cool or refrigerate, then reheat for dinner. Comfort remains, and the curve is calmer. The third key is giving staples a reliable teammate: protein. Protein is the slow truck in the traffic, keeping the whole meal moving steadily. Add 1 egg or a small cup of unsweetened yogurt at breakfast. Pair lunch with fish or chicken breast. Use tofu or lean meat at dinner. You do not need large amounts. You need presence at every main meal. Fat also slows gastric emptying, but our aim is small amounts of good fats, such as a drizzle of olive oil or a sprinkle of nut crumble, not heavy ladles of oil. Now let's translate the keys into 3 practical pathways for staple swaps. Pathway 1: Smarter rice. For beginners, try a ratio such as white rice to brown rice, to oats at 2 to 1 to 1/2. Soak for about 30 minutes before cooking to improve texture. If your family needs time to adapt, start with 4 to 1 to 1/2, then adjust over weeks. Pathway 2: Noodles that are no longer empty carbs. Build a bowl of buckwheat or whole wheat noodles with a bed of blanched greens. Keep the broth light and the oil modest. Eat the greens first. Pathway 3: Bread without hidden traps. Whole wheat bread is only helpful when the ingredient list backs it up. Choose loaves where whole wheat flour appears within the first 2 ingredients. Sugars and oils do not dominate, and pair bread with low sugar, yogurt, eggs, or tofu sides rather than jam and cream. Let's build a one-day template you can follow tomorrow. Breakfast is where things often go wrong because simple carbs dominate: sweet bread, thin porridge, or deep-fried dough with sweet drinks. These combinations rise fast and crash fast, leaving you sleepy. A friendlier breakfast keeps structure. Use unsweetened yogurt or milk as the base, add a spoon of nut, crumble or oats, and include 1 egg or a small tofu side. If you love porridge, give it bones, add a little oats and red beans to millet porridge, and place a plate of vegetables next to it. Eat the vegetables first, drink the porridge later, and after 10 minutes decide whether you still want a small portion of starch. Breakfast becomes steady instead of spiky. Lunch follows the rule of vegetables first, then protein, then half a bowl of mixed grains. Start with a plate of stir-fried or cold-dressed dark leafy greens. After a few bites, move to the protein on the table, and only then to the rice. If you want soup, sip modestly and remember, that broth often hides salt and can trick you into drinking less water later. Cook rice with the white-brown oat mix. If there is leftover rice at noon, reheat it at night and let the resistant starch do its job. Dinner should honor 3 words: clean, early, and little. Clean means lighter on salt and heavy sauces. Early means not too late, giving digestion time before sleep. Little means about 70% fullness. Choose half a bowl of mixed grains or a small potato. Pair tofu and dark greens. Add a small portion of chicken or fish if desired. Keep salt to the final minutes of cooking, and finish with a touch of lemon juice or rice vinegar. The brightness satisfies the palate without prompting you to chase salt. If you like evening snacks, shift that habit to the afternoon. If you truly want something at night, Reach for unsweetened yogurt with a few blueberries, or a small apple instead of cookies and cake. To make change stick, let's set a weekly rhythm that repeats with small variations. On Monday and Thursday, the theme is mixed grain rice and crisp vegetables. Breakfast is yogurt with nuts. Lunch is half a bowl of mixed grain rice, vegetables, and chicken breast. Dinner is tofu plus greens with half a bowl of rice or a small potato. On Tuesday and Friday, the theme is buckwheat, or whole wheat noodles with a bed of greens. Keep the broth light and choose egg or tofu as the protein. On Wednesday and Saturday, the theme is whole wheat bread done right. 2 slices at breakfast with eggs and low sugar yogurt. Then apply the vegetables first rule at lunch and dinner, with rice cooked as a mix whenever possible. On Sunday, practice a palate reset day, flavors lighter, salt gentler, a reminder that clean food can be satisfying. The purpose of this rhythm is not rigid perfection. It gives your household a template and direction, so you can act without hesitation. Eating out can be the toughest moment. Memorize 3 sentences. Order vegetables before ordering the staple. Ask for sauces on the side and drink less broth. Ask for extra greens up front. When you order noodles, request added greens and lighter broth, and consider a smaller portion of noodles. When you order rice, aim for half a bowl with 2 vegetable dishes, and 1 lean protein. When you choose buns or steamed bread, add a cold vegetable plate or a small tofu side and eat them first. Keep desserts cautious, earlier in the day, if at all, and avoid late-night sweets. Water remains your first choice of drink. Now a practical shopping and prep checklist. In staples, pick brown rice, rolled oats, a mixed grain blend, buckwheat noodles, and whole wheat bread. In proteins, stock eggs, chicken breast, fish, and tofu. In produce, gather dark leafy greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, and mushrooms, plus a few lower sugar fruits. In condiments, choose low sodium soy sauce, rice vinegar, black pepper, olive oil, and fresh lemons. In nuts and legumes, keep small packs of walnuts, almonds, crushed peanuts, chickpeas, or kidney beans. On weekends, pre-portion the grain ratios into small bags so weekday rice cooking is automatic. Simmer a gentle stock with mushrooms or kombu, freeze it in small cubes, and drop one into the pan when cooking vegetables or proteins. Umami appears, and your hand uses less salt without effort. Let's address common mistakes. The first is believing that any bread labeled whole wheat is safe. You must read the ingredient list. If sugar, oils, or additives dominate, it is not the friend you think it is. The second is assuming more fruit is always healthier. Portion and timing matter. Prefer daytime and modest post-meal portions. Avoid heavy fruit late at night. The third is relying on rich soups to fill you up. Many are high in salt and oil and make you crave more starch, while loading sodium and calories. The fourth is trying to cut starch to zero. Very low carbohydrate patterns do not suit everyone, especially older adults, and can lead to low energy, mood changes, and muscle loss. We seek stability and adequacy, not extremity. To make the plan easy at home, build a simple control panel. Write vegetables first, starch later on the fridge door. For the first 2 weeks, reminders are gold. Pre-bag your grain mixes so you stop negotiating with yourself. Take 2 sips of water before meals to reduce the impulse to dive into starch. Keep a 5-minute greens list, such as smashed cucumber, quick, stir-fried lettuce, or garlic broccoli, that you can produce without thinking. Agree as a family on a salt last rule. Adding salt in the final 2 minutes so flavor concentrates and heavy sauces become unnecessary. Some households also navigate kidney concerns or other medical restrictions. Here, details matter and you should personalize under professional guidance. The general shape of the plan still holds staple swaps. Vegetables first, protein present, modest oil and salt. For those who need to limit potassium, choose and cook greens with care, blanching when appropriate and skipping broth. Work with your clinician to define a safe range that still gives you pleasure at the table. Let's close with a simple summary. Staples are not the enemy. The wrong method is. Blood sugar does not need panic. It needs structure. Remember 3 moves. Give staples a road of fiber and protein so they travel slowly. Change the structure of starch with mixing and with cook cool reheat, so comfort remains and spikes soften. Respect the order of eating, and keep salt for the end, so the whole meal feels clean and your palate does not chase intensity. Start tonight with one small act, change tomorrow's rice to white, plus a touch of brown plus a touch of oats, and serve vegetables before the bowl arrives. Watch the curve after meals become quieter, smoother, more predictable. May this plan bring steadiness to your kitchen and calm to your family's table.